Nationwide, they can get discounts for safe driving.
Does she get one?
Mrs. Carmichael, safest driver in Peytonville. Takes a lot of work and effort to be the safest driver in Peytonville.
What about this guy?
With Nationwide Smart Miles, the less he drives, the less he pays. The list of inspiring stories goes on and on.
I bet. I've never seen anyone do more with their retirement than you.
I concur.
Occupying the home dugout along the first base side are the Logan All-Stars. Manager Mike Roberts. Coach Shane Hall. Number 14, Owen Bryant.
We are back here live at Tracy Vickers Little League Field as the introduction's still underway here for both clubs. So we'll run through the starting lineups on both sides here, starting with Sandy River. It'll be Anthony Matney playing shortstop and batting first. Then you have Caden Baker playing second base. Batting in the third spot will be center fielder Peyton Lee. Batting in the cleanup spot will be pitcher Jeremiah Graham. In the 5 spot will be first baseman Braden Matney. Batting sixth and playing third base will be Blake Adams. In the 7 hole will be right fielder Owen Rutherford. Batting 8th will be Colt Blankenship, the left fielder. And batting 9th will be Connor Auville, the catcher for Sandy River. Coming off the bench will be Zach Wolford, Talon Blankenship, Kenley Bailey, and Austin Owens for Sandy River. On the other end for Logan, as you see being introduced right now, it'll be Owen Bryant playing center field and leading off for Logan. Then you have Carter Fry, the opposing shortstop, batting second. Batting in the 3 spot will be the pitcher, Landon Hall. Batting cleanup will be Dakota Maynard, the catcher. Batting fifth, playing first base will be Carson Hill. Batting sixth will be Tripp Thompson, the right fielder. Batting in the 7th spot will be Dawson Kaiser, the left fielder. Batting 8th will be Keaton Brown, the third baseman. And batting 9th will be Nathan Robinette, the second baseman. Coming off the bench for Logan will be Chase Butcher and Mason Krause here today. As the head coach for the Logan All-Stars is Mike Roberts. Coach will be Shane Hall. For Sandy River, the head coach will be Brian DeLong. And coach will be Matt West. So now they're getting ready for the invocation as well as the national anthem. So we'll step aside for a quick break and be back for the first pitch right after this as you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by BOONE Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 119.
A new day begins, and what happens today must be covered, reported, and passed on to everyone in the region we serve. We are journalists, staff writers, editors, storytellers. Who are we? We are HD Media, trustworthy and always here for the times we live in.
Hi, I'm Casey Legg, and I'm from Charleston, West Virginia. And when I'm back home in Charleston, you will find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that golden boot pride at Par-Mar. There are literally hundreds of Par-Mar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Par-Mar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Par-Mar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
What started as a vision to bring quality health care to the coal fields of southern West Virginia has grown to become so much more. With a 5-star patient experience rating 2 years running, our family of local employees, medical staff, leaders, and governing board are working hard to deliver compassionate care, respect for others, and excellence in all that we undertake. We are now BOONE Memorial Health, and for you and your family, we are bringing medicine home.
That was the conclusion of the playing of our national anthem. Chris Kidd here with you. Robbie Mounts alongside me, our engineer. Butch Mounts, the executive producer here on Video Productions. And again, we will be with you all week here from Tracy Vickers Little League Field, as we'll have 2 games tonight, 2 games tomorrow, starting at 3 o'clock. Then we'll have 3 games on Sunday. Monday we'll be off for the 4th of July holiday, and then 1 game Wednesday, or 1 game Tuesday, and 1 game on Wednesday as we look at the schedule that is lined up against Sandy River and Logan getting ready to get started. It'll be followed by Madison and Mullins tonight. The winner of Sandy River and Logan will take on Man tomorrow at 4 p.m., and the winner of Madison and Mullins will take on the host team, Chapmanville, at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. So again, those will be the games on our docket here this week. And then on Sunday, our coverage will begin at 1 p.m., followed by games at 3 p.m. and 5 p.m., as the game at 5 p.m. on Sunday will be the finals of the winner's bracket to see who gets the number 1 spot coming out of this district going to the state tournament. And then we'll play out the rest of the way in the loser's bracket to see who will come out and be the district runner-up to head to the state tournament as well later on this month. Sandy River will be the designated visiting team, Logan the designated home team here today. And again, Logan baseball has been on quite a tear as of late for everyone that's been paying attention around the state. Again, they've won back-to-back AA state championships, including a dominant performance in Charleston just a couple weeks back in order to claim those back-to-back titles. Still getting a lot of those kids back as well next season is Kevin Gertz's squad. And a lot of them started right here. We still remember that team that ended up winning the state tournament several years back. We were on the call of those games at the time. And myself personally, it was the best Little League team I had ever seen assembled in the area. Up to that point, they've lived up to their billing ever since then, claiming a couple of state titles and still trying to look to three-peat later on. And now you see a younger crop of Logan All-Stars coming in here to try and duplicate what their predecessors had done before them. And Sandy River trying to make a name for themselves here in their first ever 11 and 12-year-old Little League state tournament, coming out of the Yeager area and Bradshaw area. And it's Coach DeLong and Coach Roberts meeting down at home plate right now, along with the other umpires, getting set to get things started here this evening. And again, if you're unfamiliar with Little League baseball, we play 6 innings. Unless it is a 10-run lead, in which case the game could be shortened after 4 innings of play if the losing team is still down by 10 runs or more after that 4th inning of play. So now it looks like we're getting set to get started here as Maynard behind home plate checking hands with home plate umpires. We get set to get started here as we look at the Logan defense one more time for everyone. In the outfield, it'll be Kaiser in left field. Then you have Bryant in center field, Thompson in right field. Then around the infield, you have Brown at third base, Fry at shortstop, Robinette at second base, Hale at first, Hall on the mound for Logan, and you have Maynard behind the dish as his battering mate here tonight.
And for Logan, firing from the pitcher's mound, number 13, Landon Hall.
Yeah, I think maybe we caught that on our mics here. Again, they were getting ready to announce the pitcher, and as soon as they did, they said, "What's his name?" So again, first game for everybody here tonight as we're all settling in for a long week of baseball. As we said, 9 games in all this week to try and see who can move on to the state tournament. 6 teams in all. 2 will move out of this in order to try and compete in the state tournament later this month. And going to get our first look at Logan here tonight. They come in here as one of the favorites, as they always do, to come out of District 2. And you can see they're a loose bunch down on the field right now. Again, Hall just missed a pitch about a good 6 feet wide of the plate, and he just signaled strike to his home plate. Battering mate Maynard. So you can tell they're in high spirits here coming into their first game of this Little League tournament, trying to get themselves to the state tournament once again. His home plate now being wiped clean, and it looks like we're about ready to go here, as it'll be Anthony Matney to lead things off here for Sandy River. And he'll be followed by Caden Baker and Peyton Lee in the lineup. Again, it's been an overcast day throughout. Again, it looked like we might be delayed by some weather earlier on, but looks like we're going to be lucky and maybe it passed by us, and we'll be able to get in both games without any interruption here tonight. So now here we go. First pitch of the District 2 11 and 12-year-old Little League tournament as Hall set to deal. Fastball misses a little bit low to Matney, 1-0. Hall pumps in another fastball. This one Matney late on. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball misses outside, gets away from Maynard as the count now moves to 2-1. Matney staying patient here in this opening at bat. Probably the best thing for a young team in their first try out here. Try and get a feel for Hall and his strength here in the early innings. This time it comes with an off-speed pitch and able to get Matney out in front swinging. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Comes back with a fastball, but Hall misses low, and now our first at bat of the evening will run full. Payoff pitch right down Broadway and catches Matney looking for strike 3. So the first at bat of the game will be a strikeout for Hall, and we're underway. The batter now will be Caden Baker. It's Baker, the second baseman for Sandy River. Hall comes back with a fastball. That one skipped off of home plate, stopped by Maynard. The count 1-0. That one misses low as well, and the count moves to 2-0. That one misses a little low as well. It's 3-0. Sandy River doing a good job of being patient with Hall here in the early going, making him throw strikes. And unable to do so in that at bat, so a 4-pitch walk to Baker. We'll put a runner at first with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Now the batter will be Peyton Lee, the center fielder.
Making his way to home plate, number 44, Peyton Lee.
Hall takes a look over at first. Now comes set with the first offering to Lee. That one's going to miss low and away as well, 1-0. That one misses outside 2-0. So that's 6 straight balls now from Hall. Trying to settle himself down here in the early going. That one misses and gets away, and that's going to allow the runner Baker to scoot on over to second base, and that'll put a runner in scoring position for Sandy River here in the top of the first inning. You can see Hall chatting with the dugout right now, trying to find his location here. Lee, that looked more in self-defense than anything, trying to get out of the way, but went around on the swing. So that'll move the count now to 3-1. And there's a strike right on the inside corner as Hall's battle back now to bring the count full. He was able to win that battle against Anthony Matney in the first at bat on a 3-2 pitch where he was able to strike him out. Here comes another payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on one high and tight. He's able to retire Peyton Lee for the second out of the inning. So good job battling back that time by Hall. And that'll bring up Jeremiah Graham, the opposing pitcher. That one misses low, skips up the first base line, and now Baker's going to move on over to third base. Again, the backstop here, not as short as what we've seen at some of the other Little League fields in some of these tournaments, so a chance on a pass ball here could give Baker an opportunity to score from third. And there's a strike from Hall, 1-1. And we've started to see a lot of shorter backstops in a lot of these Little League parks, but here a little bit more runner-friendly. If the ball gets away, so Maynard definitely going to have to be on his horse if one gets away from him. Same for Hawville whenever he comes out in the bottom of the first inning behind the plate. Swing and a miss as he gets Graham up top with it, 1-2. So Hall trying to strike out the side here to end the top of the first inning. Runner at third after the one-out walk. Strike 3 called as Hall able to work out of that one-out walk and a couple of pitches that got away to move the runner to third, and Logan puts a 0 on the board here defensively in the top of the first inning. We head to the bottom of the first, no score yet here from Chapmanville, West Virginia, as you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by BOONE Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
Want it? Click it.
Reserve it and drive it.
Buy it at Thornhill.
Buy it at Thornhill.
Buy it at Thornhill.
That's right. Getting your new vehicle just got easier.
Visit any of our 6 locations and get a personalized experience in preferencing your next new vehicle.
Tag one of our pre-built invoices.
Or let's customize your exact features with our easy built-to-order process.
All we have to offer with shopping ease at ThornhillAutomotive.com.
Tag your new ride.
Tag your new ride.
Tag your new ride.
Tag your new ride on the Thornhill Motor Mile.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you. Alongside me, Robbie Mounts, our engineer for the District 2 11 and 12-year-old Little League Tournament. As Landon Hall able to strike out the side in the top of the first inning. And now coming to the mound, it'll be Jeremiah Graham's turn to try and shut down the Logan All-Stars in his first inning of work. As the defense for Sandy River, you have Blankenship in left field, Lee in center field, Rutherford in right field, You have Adams at third base, Anthony Matney at shortstop, Baker at second base. Then you have Braden Matney at first base, Graham on the mound, and Auville behind the dish for Sandy River. As Graham takes his last practice pitch, they'll throw down to second base here. And that'll bring up Owen Bryant for his first at bat of the tournament. He'll be followed by Carter Fry and Landon Hall as top three batters in the Logan lineup. Graham's first offering misses outside. Count at 1-0. That one will miss low and away. Count moves to 2-0. Graham readies himself. The 2-0 pitch. This one lifted into the air to right field, backing up towards the fence, and it's off the wall. Bryant will round first, digging for second. He'll be in with a stand-up double to start this ball game off, as that one was just inches away from a leadoff home run. As Rutherford gave chase back for it, but didn't have a chance to try and get to that ball, as that ball just kept carrying. And Logan flexing their power early on here in this contest, of a runner in scoring position with no outs. And that'll bring up Carter Fry, the opposing shortstop. His first pitch rocketed back up the middle. That's through into center field for a hit. Bryant gets to third. He'll hold up. Now he'll take off. Here comes the throw home, and now they'll bring him back to third. And Fry will move on over to second. It's a nice relay throw in from center field by Lee that time in order to hold the speed Bryant over at third base. But now Logan in business here in the bottom of the first inning, second and third, and nobody out. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Landon Hall, trying to help his own cause. His first pitch is chopped towards third base side and foul. Fry with 3 strikeouts and a walk in his first inning of work on the mound. That one's going to miss and get away. Here comes Bryant. He's going to try and race home with it, and he'll get in standing up. And Logan leads at 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. And that ball looked like it kicked away once it got over the head of Auville. And it was just an easy take of home plate that time for Bryant. As we mentioned, the backstop a little bit deeper here in Chapmanville as we'll look at it here in our instant replay. And, yeah, there you see it looked like it caught a piece of the metal awning over on the far side. And now here's a hot shot towards short. That took a wicked hop over the head of Matney and into left field. And that'll put Logan up 2-0. Boy, that ball took off and took about a 5-foot jump once it got towards Matney that time. And we'll see it here in our instant replay as the sharp ground ball, but right there it just took a big jump on him, and Matney didn't have much of a chance on that ball. As Dakota Maynard will stand in, first pitch gets away, and Hall will take off for second, takes a big turn towards third, but he'll hold up at second base. Logan leads at 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Still nobody out. As Maynard, the cleanup batter for Logan, takes a big chop at a high fastball and fouls it off towards the Logan dugout. Count evens up at 1-1 strike. It's the 1-1 from Graham gets away, and that'll allow Hall to move on over to third base. He'll take a little bit of a turn towards home, but Auville waiting for him if he decides to make the trip. So they count now at 2-1 strike. There's a fastball hit towards first, nicely played by Matney as he'll get the out at first, throws home, but Hall able to beat it out. And that'll be an RBI ground out for Maynard, and Logan now has taken a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. That was a nice play, though, by Braden Matney over at first base. That was a sharp hit ball towards him, and he was able to corral it, as you'll see it here on, or you saw it there on our HD Media instant replay a moment ago. Now Carson Hale will stand in, the first baseman. His base is cleared for Logan, but 3 batters in already. Fastball misses outside, 2-0. And Logan able to score 3 runs this inning on the double from Bryant, the single from Fry, the passed ball, then an RBI single from Landon Hall. And just a moment ago, the RBI ground out from Dakota Maynard. And Graham pumps in a fastball for a strike, 2-1. That one skips in low, nicely stopped by Aville, but the count moves to 3-1 now. Now Graham ready to go here with the count at 3-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And that one just missed low, and that'll give Hale rather, a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Trip Thompson, the right fielder.
Stepping up to the plate, number 73, Trip Thompson. Got a check over here for him.
Thompson getting his first offering from Graham. That one will miss, 1-0. Now Graham readies himself. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. This one ripped foul down the first baseline. There's Chase Butcher over there playing first base coach right now for Logan. Had to get out of the way quick on that one. Now that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. As they'll get the ball into Aville and give a new ball over to Graham. There's a swing and a miss by Thompson on a high fastball. Count moves to 1-2. Thompson, the number 6 hitter in the Logan lineup. Trying to keep this big inning going for the Logan All-Stars. This one chopped out towards short. High hop again on Matney. Going to be a tough play. Not going to be able to get the force out at second. And everyone's safe. And that'll put runners at first and second now. Get Dawson Keyser to stand in, the left fielder, batting in the 7th spot for the Logan All-Stars. Opportunity to try and extend this lead even further for Logan in the bottom of the first inning as Keyser takes a strike from Graham, 0-1. That one misses low. Aville thought he had it for a moment, but it scooted away from him, and that's going to allow the Logan runners to move up now to second and third. 2 more runners in scoring position here for Logan in the bottom of the first inning. 3 runs already in. Graham comes set. That one fouled off by Keyser, straight back. Count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Graham looking for his first strikeout of the game, second out of the inning if he can get it here against Keyser. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as he got him to chase it a little bit up top. And now the batter will be Keaton Brown, the third baseman.
Stepping up to the plate, number 20, Keaton Brown.
And a base hit could score 2 here for Logan. Outfield still playing deep for Sandy River. Graham's starting to settle in more as this inning's gone along now. He's able to pump in a first pitch strike, 0-1. He's been able to get ahead of the last couple of batters for Logan. Now we're missing just outside. Count evens up at 1-1. So that's 26 pitches thrown from Graham already this inning. That pitch misses, 2-1. Try and run through the pitch count scenario as well for you as we move along. Again, if you're over 20 pitches and you get to 21, then you have to have at least 1 day's rest before you can pitch again. Swing and a miss by Brown, 2-2. I believe 21 to 35 pitches is another day's rest. And that's why you do start to see some of these coaches start to monitor their pitch counts as the games go along to try and keep some of their better pitchers available. As that one gets away from Graham to the backstop. Here comes a runner to the plate. They're going to try and get him, but not in time. Was able to slide in below the throw that time was Hale, and Logan now has extended their lead to 4-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. That's why it'll be interesting to see if Logan does elect to send Hall back out there for a second inning of work. As Hall had 20 pitches right on the button in the top of the first inning, so if they elect not to continue on with Hall, he'd be eligible to pitch tomorrow if Logan feels like they can go on and win this game without him on the mound. Swing and a miss by Brown, strike 3, so back-to-back strikeouts from Graham in order to end the bottom of the first inning, but Logan able to put together 4 runs on 3 hits. We'll move to the top of the second inning with Logan leading Sandy River 4-0. You are watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
At Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 1.
Top of the second inning we head with Logan leading Sandy River 4-0 here from Tracy Vickers Little League Field in Chapmanville, West Virginia. Chris Kibb with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer. Butch Mounts, the executive producer of Video Productions, bringing you all the District 2 Little League Baseball this week in the 11 and 12-year-old division. As we are here in Game 1 of 9 this week. Again, we'll run all the way until Wednesday of next week. Weather permitting, obviously, each day. It looks as if we're going to be lucky here on day 1 around 4 o'clock today. It didn't look so lucky. Again, you had a lot of darkened skies, some rain in the area, but thankfully able to avoid all of that thus far, and hopefully we're able to the rest of the evening as we have a second game coming up approximately 20 to 30 minutes at the conclusion of this game. It'll be the Madison All-Stars against the Mullins All-Stars, as Hall will go back out here for a second inning of work. Misses inside, 1-0. Fastball misses outside, 2-0. Again, Hall had 3 strikeouts and a walk to his card in the first inning. That one misses low, 3-0. So we saw Hall fall behind on most of the batters he faced in the first inning. Was able to come back, though, and get a couple of them. Only lost one on a 4-pitch walk. And that'll be a 4-pitch walk to start the top of the second inning. bring up Blake Adams now, the third baseman for Sandy River.
Making his way to the batter's box, number 11, Blake Adams.
So now Hall has completed pitching to first batter this inning, so he will at least have to have 1 day's rest on the hill before he can come back again for Logan, as there's a swing and a miss by Adams, 0-1. In the 11 and 12-year-old division, the maximum you can throw is 85 pitches. Again, they started that rule a little over a decade ago, as there's a fastball in for a strike, catches Adams looking 0-2. Again, just to try and protect some of the younger arms that are around the country, and definitely a good move on a lot of their parts. I still remember growing up and playing in a lot of these tournaments. There's a pitch that misses and gets away. A Matney now will move over to second base with nobody out here in the top of the second. But you'd sometimes have some of the kids throwing nearly 100 pitches on back-to-back days. Some of the studies showing that did some damage later on in life, so thankfully they've been able to adjust that and try and protect some of these younger pitchers. There's a called strike 3 as Adams frozen on that fastball from Hall, and that'll be the first out of the inning. 4th strikeout overall for Hall. And that'll bring up Owen Rutherford, the right fielder.
Stepping up to the plate, number 77, Owen Rutherford.
Got to like some of the numbers on both these teams. You got 77s, 73s, 87s, 54s. It's like offensive linemen out here for both teams. There's a pitch misses low, 1-0. Boy, give it to Rutherford. He's ready to bat up there. The pitch missed low. He didn't even take a step out of the batter's box. He's ready to go again. That fastball going to miss high to Rutherford, 2-0. Hall shakes off a couple of pitches from Maynard, shakes off another. Now he finally gets what he wants here. And there's a fastball right down Broadway, 2-1. Again, Hall shakes off a call from Maynard, gets one he wants. Swing and a miss from Rutherford, count now at 2-2. And the winner of this game moves on to face Mann tomorrow at 3 p.m. The winner of our next game will move on to play Chapmanville at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Fastball misses high. Now the count at 3-2. Hall's had a couple of 3-2 counts already. Was able to win both those battles. Trying to keep a second runner from reaching as he gets the call he wants from Maynard. Swing and a miss right on the inside corner from Rutherford, and that'll retire him. Now 5 strikeouts for Hall. That was his 34th pitch.
Stepping into the batter's box.
So he's at 34 right now. If he goes above 35, then he would have to have a couple of days rest. Trying to remember if he starts the pitch count or the batter at 34, I think once he concludes that batter, it would still only be 1 day's rest if need be for Hall. Yeah, it looked like that time Coach Roberts just wanting to make sure of that. So this will likely be the last batter that Hall will face this evening. Again, you can start the at-bat with the pitch count below the threshold that they're looking at. But then after that, if you start another batter, then it'll kick in for the extra day's rest beyond that. Oh, and that one caught Blankenship right in the helmet. Thankfully, he's okay. Oh, he gave a little bit of a flex as he went over to first base that time, just saying, hey, I'm strong. So now they're checking on him over at first base, but Blankenship thankfully appears to be all right as that pitch just got away from Hall that time, as you see it here on our instant replay. And it caught him right in the crown of the helmet. And good sportsmanship as Hall goes over to check on him to make sure that Blankenship's all right. But that will be it now for Hall as he reaches pitch number 35, and they'll bring in Fry now to take his place on the mound. So while this pitching change takes place, we'll step aside for a quick break, and while we do that, you'll see Blankenship give a little flex back to the dugout. There it was. You have to love that stuff. But thankfully he's okay, and Fry will be the new pitcher now for Logan as you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
And now for Logan. Fire.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. We never stop. Because life never stops.
At Childers Enterprises, your comfort is our business. We're always on the go. Childers Enterprises is your trained comfort specialist in Southern West Virginia. Choose train and feel pretty comfortable in your home.
Make that one call to Childers Enterprises for your free estimate.
It's hard to stop a train.
Hi, I'm Zachy Lawton. I'm from Charleston, West Virginia. When I'm back home in Charleston, you can find me in my local Parmar store.
We had that golden boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud, West Virginia strong, and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer for today's broadcast here on Video Productions, as Fry taking over on the bump now for Hall, with Logan leading it 4-0 here in the top of the second inning. 2 outs and runners at first and second for Sandy River, trying to climb back into this contest. But Logan pulling Hall to try and save him should they make it to Sunday. He'd be eligible to pitch again in whichever bracket Logan will be in then, whether it be in the finals of the winner's bracket or in one of the loser's bracket contests. That'll bring up Connor Auville, the number 9 hitter. Fry's first pitch misses, 1-0. But the pitch count rules have definitely added an extra element of strategy into a lot of these games for these coaches now. There's one that catches the outside corner, 1-1. It used to be you could just have 1, maybe 2 dominant pitchers and be able to mow through an entire district or even a state. As Auville fouls one back, 1-2. But now you've got to develop maybe 3, 4 pitchers to have a solid chance to make it deep if you're trying to get all the way to Williamsport. So we'll get a good look at maybe a few of Logan's arms here this afternoon, as here comes 1-2 offering to Auville. This is outside from Fry, 2-2. Fry 1 strike away from ending the threat from Sandy River here in the top of the second inning. Here comes 2-2. That one's going to miss low and away, and now the count runs full. So this has been kind of the theme of the day so far for Logan pitchers. Again, Hall faced 3 full counts, was able to win all 3 battles. Here comes a 4th one. That one's going to miss high, ball 4. That's the 3rd walk from Logan pitching in this contest. 1 hit batter and then 5 strikeouts. So Sandy Rivers yet to put the ball in play here this afternoon. But now they have a golden opportunity to try and climb back into this as Anthony Matney, the leadoff batter, will come to the plate.
Stepping into the batter's box, number 1, Anthony Matney.
Matney struck out to start the game back in the first inning. Fry misses high, 1-0. That's been the good strategy thus far from Coach DeLong and Coach West. Again, just making Logan throw strikes here in the early going. And they've been able to draw a lot of walks out of it. And right now, a 2-0 count to Matney. A chance to maybe walk in a run here. That one skips and misses low, 3-0. So I would imagine Matney is probably going to keep that bat on his shoulders here for a couple of pitches and see if Fry can find the strike zone, and he's unable to, ball 4. So that'll walk in a run now for Sandy River, and the lead now shrinks to 4-1 as the batter will be Caden Baker.
Now batting, number 10, Caden Baker.
As Baker walked in the first inning, that pitch misses and skips in, and runner from third, Blankenship, thought about it for a moment, but then turned and ran back to third base. They don't want to run themselves out of this opportunity here with bases loaded and 2 out. Now Fry, that's 8 straight balls from him. Struggling to find the strike zone here as he's coming in for Hall. That one misses and gets away as well. And I thought for a second there that Coach Roberts was going to come out of the dugout, but he elects to stay there for the time being. This one hit in the air and foul towards the right side as that'll get out of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be aware today's forecast is cloudy with a chance of foul balls.
So now the count at 2-1.
Please return all foul balls to the press box.
They got the foul ball back from the right side there, but now Coach Roberts going to come out and talk to Fry. Fry's got his arm on Robert's shoulder, if he's the one telling him some information right now, but apparently letting Coach Roberts know that he's okay. And now Hall offering Fry some words of encouragement before he goes back over to shortstop.
Hey, Mike, that was trip, right? One trip? One trip, yeah.
And that was the first trip to the mound for Coach Roberts, only allowed a select few throughout the ball game. There's a swing and a miss as Fry settling himself down now, trying to get out of this jam here in the top of the second inning. Count now at 2-2 to Baker. That one misses low, and now another full count. Comes another big payoff pitch. That's going to miss outside, ball 4. So again, Sandy River yet to put the ball in play yet here today, but now bases still loaded and a second run walked in. And you get the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Peyton Lee, who struck out in the first inning. This is the 8th batter that Sandy River has sent to the plate this inning. That's the 4th Logan walk of the inning that they've given up, along with a hit batter. The other 2 outs were strikeouts in the inning as there's a swing and a miss on an inside fastball from Fry, 0-1. Swing and a miss by Lee as he went after that one, trying to put a charge into it into left field and see if he could tie or give Sandy River the lead on that swing. Now the count at 0-2. Fastball misses high as Maynard tried to frame it, but didn't get the call, so the count at 1-2. That one misses low, 2-2. So Lee patiently waiting right now, hoping he'll get a fastball that he likes right down the pipe here. Here comes the 2-2. He got it, but didn't take the bat off his shoulders, and Fry, after a couple of walks with the bases loaded, able to get out of the jam with Logan still in the lead at 4-2 as we move to the bottom of the second inning. We'll be back after this 60-second break as you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
What started as a vision to bring quality health care to the coal fields of southern West Virginia has grown to become so much more. With a 5-star patient experience rating 2 years running, our family of local employees, medical staff, leaders, and governing board are working hard to deliver compassionate care, respect for others, and excellence in all that we undertake. We are now BOONE Memorial Health, and for you and your family, we are bringing medicine home.
We move to the bottom of the second inning. 4-2, Logan leads Sandy River here from Tracy Vickers Little League Field in Chapmanville, West Virginia. Chris Kidd with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer for today's broadcast. Again, this is game 1 of 2 this evening from Chapmanville, as we'll have Madison and Mullins coming your way next here on Video Productions. Thus far, it's been a little bit of a slug for both teams on the mound trying to find the strike zone, but Logan was able to get 3 hits in the bottom of the first inning that helped them put up 4 runs. Last inning, Sandy River sent 8 batters to the plate, did not register a hit, but was able to get 4 walks and a hit batter that was able to provide them with 2 runs to cut this Logan lead in half. Other 3 outs coming via the strikeout, combined by Hall and Fry. But now Graham going to come out here for his second inning of work and see if he can keep this at a 2-run game and maybe apply some more pressure to the Logan defense when they go back out for the next half inning. Logan sent 8 batters to the plate in the bottom of the first inning, so it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters this inning for Logan, as Nathan Robinette will lead things off, the second baseman for Logan.
Now batting, number 3, Nathan Robinette.
Graham was able to get back-to-back strikeouts to end the bottom of the first inning. That will miss low and inside, 1-0. Auville had trouble trying to find the ball that ricocheted away from him. Robinette squared the bunt and pulled back, and he'll take a strike. Count now 1-1. That one's going to miss high and inside. Count to 2-1. Again, the leadoff batter this inning for the Logan All-Stars. There's a strike, 2-2. Again, we talked about Graham settling down after a couple of hits to start out the game for Logan. Started to find the strike zone a lot more effectively as he's trying to work his way here for first out of the top or bottom of the second inning, but that one's going to miss low and skip away, 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch to Robinette. That's going to miss outside, ball 4. That's the second walk given up by Graham thus far in the game, and that'll bring things back to the top of the order for Logan. As Bryant led off the bottom of the first inning with a double off the right field wall, nearly got out of here for a home run. That one's going to get over the head of Auville, and that'll allow Robinette to move over to second base. Bryant took a big rip at that fastball, but fouled it straight back and out of play. Graham peers in here to Auville, gets the okay from the home plate umpire. Now here comes the 1-1. That one's going to miss high and inside. This one hit sharply out towards second. Nicely fielded there at second base. Throw over to first in time for out number 1. Great play by Baker over there, able to throw over to Braden Matney. You could hear a lot of the cheers coming up from the Sandy River side as well as we take a look here on our Thornhill Auto Group instant replay. As we said, a lot of young players for the Sandy River Ball Club, some 10-year-olds on this all-star club in their first 11 and 12-year-old Little League state tournament. So you definitely understand the excitement on their end for a lot of the plays they've made thus far in this game as Carter Fry stands in and takes a strike, 0-1. Fry singled hard to center field his last time up. Takes a big rip at a high fastball and comes up empty. Right now you can see the center fielder shaded far over towards the right center field side for Sandy River as that pitch misses low and inside. Count of 1-2. There's strike 3 on the outside corner called as Fry goes down looking. And that'll be the third strikeout now for Graham in this contest as that'll bring up Landon Hall.
Number 13, Landon Hall.
Hall had an RBI single to left field his first time up. This one chopped hard towards third. Going to be a tough play. Knocked down over there by Adams, but they're not going to have a chance to throw out Hall. And that'll score Robinette from third, and Logan has taken a run back, and the lead has grown back to 3 at 5-2 now. That'll bring up Dakota Maynard. Maynard had an RBI ground out to first base back in the first inning. This one a high chopper out towards center field, and that'll get through for a hit. Rounding second, digging for third will be Hall, and he'll be in standing up. So that'll put runners at the corners now for Logan and bring up Carson Hale, who walked in his first plate appearance.
Now batting, number 16, Carson Hale.
Again, this field here at Chapmanville, these balls hopping quick and high off of this well-manicured infield here in Chapmanville as that one misses high, 1-0. But the ball is scooting through the infield, going to make it a lot tougher on some of these plays for both these clubs here this evening. Hell, a chance here to get the other run back that Logan lost last inning when Sandy River was able to plate 2 runs as Maynard will move on over to second base with no throw. So that takes away the force out at second base. And now a base hit could plate 2 for Logan as Coach Roberts comes out here. And addressing with the home plate umpire, not sure about what it is that he wants. Maybe a courtesy runner that he's looking for perhaps. Now both runners and Hale will go out to talk with Shane Hall. So it will be a courtesy runner here with 2 outs as Krause will go over to second base to run in place of Maynard. So trying to get a little bit more speed on the base path, also trying to get Maynard a chance to get his equipment together here before the top of the third inning. Graham at 48 pitches now on the afternoon. Again, the threshold will be 85 should he reach that point. 2-0 pitch. That'll be in for a strike as Hale squared to bunt or at least try and throw off Graham. This one fouled off towards the right side as that'll reach over to the adjacent field over on the right side. So the count now moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes here for Logan's first baseman. Fastball misses high, and now the count runs full. Here comes the payoff pitch to Hale. Strike 3 called as Hale got frozen on that pitch from Graham. And Graham able to hold Logan to just 1 run here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but Logan leads it now 5-2 as we head to the top of the 3rd. Back after this break as you are watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
Want it? Click it.
Reserve it and drive it.
Buy it at Thornhill.
Buy it at Thornhill.
Buy it at Thornhill. That's right. Getting your new vehicle just got easier.
Visit any of our 6 locations and get a personalized experience in preferencing your next new vehicle.
Tag one of our pre-built invoices.
Or let's customize your exact features with our easy built-to-order process.
All we have to offer with shopping ease at ThornhillAutomotive.com.
Tag your new ride.
Tag your new ride.
Tag your new ride.
Tag your new ride on the
Thornhill Motor Mile.
A new day begins. And what happens today must be covered, reported, and passed on to everyone in the region we serve. We are journalists, staff writers, editors, storytellers. Who are we? We are HD Media, trustworthy and always here for the times we live in.
We're through 2 complete here at Tracy Vickers Little League Field in Chapmanville, West Virginia, and Logan leading Sandy River thus far 5-2 in our first game of 2 here this afternoon and now early evening. Chris Kidd with you with Robbie Mounts, our engineer, as the sun coming out now for the first time as we approach the 7 o'clock hour. As we said, it was looking dangerous, like we were going to have perhaps some rainstorms in the area a couple hours ago, but things started to clear up, and now we've got a beautiful evening of baseball here in Chapmanville this evening, and looks like we have our first substitution here. And not sure if that was on the Logan side or the Sandy River side, but it will be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters here for Sandy River in the top of the 3rd inning as Fry will come back out to try and work through his first full inning of work ever since coming in relief of Landon Hall.
Now batting, number 18, Jeremiah Graham.
As Fry is at 21 pitches, so he already is going to be at 1 day's rest regardless of how far he goes in this contest, but we'll see what Coach Roberts elects to do with him once he approaches 35 pitches as Graham swing and a miss on the first pitch. Graham struck out to end the 1st inning. That one just off the plate, 1-1. That one misses outside and skips away, count it 2-1. Madison and Mullins already here, warming up and taking batting practice out in the outfield right now. Again, they'll be our 2nd game this evening here on Video Productions. Graham chased after a high fastball that time and came up empty, 2-2. Now when strike 3 called on the inside corner as Maynard dropped it and had to go and tag Graham. That'll be the first out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Starting to see Carter Fry settle in here a little bit. That's back-to-back strikeouts for him going back to the end of the top of the 2nd inning. And had a rough stretch once he came in where he walked the first 3 batters he faced. 2 of those with the bases loaded, but now starting to find his range as there's a fastball right down the pipe, 0-1. There's another strike right on the outside corner, 0-2. Heard a cheer come up from the Logan side that time. May have been some relatives of Fry's as he gave a little bit of a wry smile as he went back to the mound. The 0-2 misses outside, 1-2. Boy, and you could hear the grunt from Fry that time as he really laid into that fastball and freezes Braden Matney for the second strikeout of the inning, third strikeout in a row now for Fry. I'm going to give Fry a lot of credit. After that bumpy start, he's really gotten his confidence going and settled in here, and that shows a lot of mental strength on his side to really get himself together. It'll be Blake Adams standing in now. Fastball missed side, 1-0. As Adams struck out back in the second inning. Swing and a miss on that fastball, 1-1. There's another big grunt from Fry and another strike on the outside corner, 1-2. So Fry looking for our first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon, and he gets it as he freezes Adams once again on a fastball. What a job there by Carter Fry. A 1-2-3 inning. He strikes out the side. He has 4 consecutive strikeouts now, and we move quickly to the bottom of the third inning with Logan still in the lead, 5-2. You are watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by BOONE Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
In Peytonville, there's lots of ways to save on auto insurance.
Really?
Yep. Very proud of that. With Smart Ride from Nationwide, they can get discounts for safe driving.
Does she get one?
Mrs. Carmichael, safest driver in Peytonville. Takes a lot of work and effort to be the safest driver in Peytonville.
What about this guy?
With Nationwide Smart Miles, the less he drives, the less he pays. The list of inspiring stories goes on and on.
I bet. I've never seen anyone do more with their retirement than you.
I concur.
Bottom of the third inning we head with Logan leading Sandy River 5-2 here in our opening game of the District 2 11 and 12-year-old Little League Tournament. Chris Kidd here with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer. Butch Mounts, the executive producer of Video Productions, as we'll be here for all 9 games running through next Wednesday, as 2 of these 6 teams will represent District 2 in the Little League State Tournament in a couple of weeks. And Logan trying to move themselves into a date with Man tomorrow at 3 o'clock, as that game will be to decide who gets into the finals of the winner's bracket on Sunday. And the winner of our next game between Mullins and Madison will then take on Chapmanville tomorrow at approximately 5 p.m. And that game will also move someone into the finals of the winner's bracket on Sunday to see who will be the first representative in the state tournament. And then we'll continue to fight our way through the loser's bracket after that to see who will come out as the second team to represent District 2 in the state tournament after that. So this is double elimination for all teams. And the loser of this game, just looking ahead a little bit while they run through some of the substitutions, the loser of this game will play on Sunday at 1 p.m. in our leadoff game. They would face the loser of game number 4 between Chapmanville and then either Madison or Mullins at that point. As they continue to run through some of the substitutions here, it looks like we're going to get our first insertion of substitute hitter here, as it'll be Chase Butcher to bat in place of Tripp Thompson. Logan with only 2 substitutes off the bench, Butcher and Krause. We've seen Krause already, courtesy run in the bottom of the second inning for Logan. So it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to get things started here for Logan in the bottom of the third inning, as Graham, 52 pitches through the first 2 innings of work. First pitch swinging by Butcher, and he'll foul it off towards the right side. See quite a few patrons ducking over towards the right side. That pitch skips, misses low, 1-1. I will miss outside and get away. 2-1 now the count. And Graham now at 55 pitches, so he's only got 30 left in his arsenal before he'll have to be pulled from this game. We mentioned 85 pitches is the limit. This one rocketed into right field, coming on and not able to get there in time. Has a nice job of staying in front of it that time was Bailey, in order to prevent extra bases, as she saw that ball was sinking fast and elected to play it on the hop wisely. Butcher will get a leadoff single to start things here in the bottom of the third inning.
Now batting, number 5, Dawson Keyser.
So now Dawson Keyser will stand in. Keyser struck out in the first inning, squares the bunt, gets down a perfect one, looks like, and rolling. And, ooh, just foul. That is foul by literally an inch over on the third base side. It looked like it was going to be in fair ground. It just kept trickling a little bit more and more by the second, and then just settled about an inch foul that time. Or else you'd have had runners at first and second with nobody out. Keyser will take a strike. Now 0-2. Graham trying to record the first out here in the bottom of the third inning. Fastball misses upstairs, 1-2. Off-speed pitch by Graham that time will miss inside. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And leadoff hit by Butcher has him over at first base. This one hits sky high over towards foul ground. Coming over is Graham and just off his glove. He was looking right into the sun and trying to gauge where the dugout and the fence was over on the first base side as we take a look at it here on our instant replay. Again, tough play for Graham. Again, you're trying to fight through the sun and trying not to collide head first into the fencing over there. Still almost able to make the play, though, but now new life for Keyser. Graham able to send him down on strikes. Now the throw down to second base, not going to be in time as Butcher able to get a straight steal of it to move into scoring position. Now it'll bring up the number 8 hitter in the lineup, and this will be Mason Krause batting in place of Keaton Brown.
Stepping up to the plate, number 30, Mason Krause.
First pitch misses and gets away outside. Butcher going to dig for third, and he'll be in standing up. Now any sort of a hit can give Logan back their 4-run lead. Again, they open the game with a 4-0 lead after the first inning. Sandy River able to fight back with a couple of runs in the top of the second inning. Logan able to get one of those back in the bottom of the second. Just swing and a miss by Krause, 1-1. And this is the part of the lineup, if you're Graham and Sandy River, you definitely want to try and get through unscathed at the bottom of the order, because the top of the order for Logan has been tough thus far. That pitch misses high, 2-1. Krause calls for time, trying to adjust his batting gloves, and now he's ready to go again. That pitch misses and gets away. Butcher will hold at third, though. Count moves to 3-1. Nathan Robinette waiting on deck for Logan in the number 9 spot, and then it'll be back to the top of the order. pitch catches the inside corner, and the count runs full now to 3-2. Looked like Kraus thought maybe he had ball 4 that time. But now here comes a big payoff pitch for Graham. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As ball got away, Auville's going to have to throw over to first in time. Nice job by Graham getting behind home plate to cover. As it looked like initially maybe no one was going to be there to cover, and Butcher would have had a clean take of home plate. But Auville had to throw over to first after the drop on strike 3. And back-to-back strikeouts here for Graham, able to get Keyser and Brown. And able to battle back from 3-1 down in that last count. And that'll bring up Nathan Robinette, who walked in his only plate appearance thus far back in the second inning. Swing and a miss, 0-1. So the next pitch will be pitch number 70 for Graham. That one will miss outside. Count even at 1-1, so Graham's got 15 pitches left before he'll have to be lifted from this game. Talked about how patient Sandy Rivers been at the plate. Logan's done a great job as well of working Graham's pitch count. Fastball misses high, 2-1. There's a nice pitch on the inside corner for a strike, all even up at 2-2. Graham trying to post his first 0 on the board here on the mound. Again, 4 runs in the first for Logan, 1 last inning. Here comes 2-2. This one rocketed back up the middle, and that one's going to fall for a hit. Butcher will score from third, and Logan has retaken a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the third. It's now 6-2. Great piece of hitting by Robinette at the bottom of this lineup, able to send things back to the top of the order now as Owen Bryant will stand in. Bryant 1 for 2 this afternoon, early evening, as he doubled off the right field wall in the first inning, grounded out to second base in the second inning. And he took a massive rip at that pitch. Fouled it off of Auville, count at 0-1. Miss outside, count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. That one's going to skip in and miss low, and that's going to get away as Robinette will now dig for second base. Now he'll be in scoring position for Logan. He's trying to extend this lead on Sandy River as they've started to slowly creep away from them. Here comes the 2-1 from Graham. This one's going to miss high and inside, 3-1. That one right down the pipe, strike 2, and now the count will run full to the Logan center fielder. Graham trying to shut the door here. Logan trying to extend this inning and try and put up a big crooked number this inning if they can. It's time call behind home plate. Fouled right back towards us as Brian able to keep himself alive in the count. Now this is going to be pitch number 80 for Graham. He's quickly running towards the end of his evening here on the bump for Sandy River. Trying to end the third inning here if he can, but it's going to miss over the head of Bryant, ball 4. Now Robinette, after waiting for a moment, now does scoot over to third, and now moving over to second quickly is Bryant. So heads up running that time, though, by Robinette to get over to the third to allow Bryant that chance to get over to second. And now you've got Carter Fry. He singled to center field and struck out in his 2 plate appearances. So he'll take a first pitch strike, 0-1. This could very well be the last batter Graham gets to face, as that was pitch 81. Fastball misses high, 1-1 the count. Fry had an excellent half inning of work a moment ago, striking out the side, had 4 straight strikeouts after the inning. Off-speed pitch misses inside, 2-1. That one skips in and misses. Count at 3-1 now. So this will be the last batter that Graham will face either way, as this will be his 85th pitch. He'll be allowed to finish the at-bat, but if he's unable to retire Fry, there will be a new pitcher to face Hall after this. Here's the 3-1. That'll be inside for ball 4, and that'll load the bases now for Logan. And you've got, along with Bryant, probably the most dangerous hitter in this lineup, and Landon Hall coming up. Hall had an RBI single to left field and then reached on an error his last time up. Graham will now be lifted for Anthony Matney, as Matney will come to the mound to take some warm-up pitches for Sandy River. And while he does so, we'll step aside for a break and be back after this, as Logan has the bases loaded with 2 outs and a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the third. You're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball, presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 119.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
Critical juncture here in this first game of the 11 and 12-year-old Little League tournament. Chris Kidd with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer. Bases loaded for Logan with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. And a tough time here for Anthony Matney to make his debut in this 11 and 12-year-old Little League tournament on the mound against Landon Hall, who's hit the ball hard in both of his plate appearances thus far. This one fouled straight back and out of play, as Matney able to jam him a little bit on the inside corner. Hall started out the game on the mound for Logan, struck out 5 batters before being lifted. That pitch misses, 1-1 the count. Again, a hit here from Hall could break this game wide open. Sandy River still within striking distance at the moment. And Hall takes another big rip at that one, and foul tips it back to the screen, 1-2. Now Matney a chance to keep this at a 4-run game and leave the bases loaded for Logan here in the bottom of the third on this pitch. This one hit high in the air into center field, coming on and making the grab for out number 3. Nice catch by Lee out in center field, and that will retire Logan here in the bottom of the third inning. But Logan does plate another run, as they'll take a 6-2 lead into the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back after this, as you're watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by BOONE Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
Started as a vision to bring quality health care to the coal fields of southern West Virginia, has grown to become so much more. With a 5-star patient experience rating 2 years running, our family of local employees, medical staff, leaders, and governing board are working hard to deliver compassionate care, respect for others, and excellence in all that we undertake. We are now BOONE Memorial Health, and for you and your family, we are bringing medicine home.
At Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 1.
Bryson for 7 years. Well, we're halfway home here in game number 1, and Logan leading Sandy River 6-2. As we head to the top of the 4th, Chris Kidd with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer, for today's contest, as Fry now is being pulled, as he was at 34 pitches for Logan. So now he'll only have to sit out 1 day's rest, and new pitcher on the mound will be Hale. As Carson Hale will take over after being at first base. Brian will move over to first base for Logan now. So like we said, with these pitch count rules, you start to see a lot of these coaches having to think about how long they want certain pitchers to go in certain games. Sometimes it has to be a gamble, and sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you end up paying a price for it. But that's why it's important to develop several pitchers on your roster instead of just having maybe one dominant pitcher or maybe 1 or 2 dominant pitchers. You got to have several in order to survive and go a long distance in this 11 and 12-year-old tournament now. As Krause will be behind home plate now for the first time for Logan. And for Sandy River, it'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters this inning. We'll see if we start to see some of the substitutes for them come up, and we will here, as it'll be Kenley Bailey to start things off for them. So Bailey batting in place of Rutherford. Hale ready with his first offering on the bump for Logan. That'll be a ball outside, 1-0. That's ball inside from Hale, 2-0 the count. Swing and a miss by Bailey, as Hale able to come in with a fastball that time. 2-1 the count. That one's going to miss outside as well, so now the count runs to 3-1. That one's going to miss low, ball 4. So leadoff walk here in the top of the 4th for Sandy River, as Bailey will move over to first base. So that's now the 6th walk issued by Logan pitching here in this contest, along with a hit batter. The rest have been strikeouts, however. So it's been literally sink or swim on the mound for Logan, as Sandy River has not put a ball in play yet this evening. So you have to imagine the Logan defense behind the pitchers definitely had to work hard to kind of keep themselves in the contest right now, as it's either been feast or famine with strikeout or walks, as that one's going to get away. And that's going to allow Bailey to move over to second base. Now you have Zach Wolford batting in place of Blankenship in the number 8 spot. And that one almost hits Wolford and gets away, and now Bailey will move on over to third base. Now Sandy River a chance to get the first 2 runners on here in the top of the 4th inning and start to put pressure back on Logan. That'll be a strike on the inside corner, 3-1. And there is ball 4 to Wolford. Didn't appear he knew that it was ball 4, but now he's informed, so he'll move on over to first base. And that'll put runners at the corners here for Sandy River with nobody out in the top of the 4th, and that'll bring up Connor Auville. Auville walked back in the 2nd inning in his only plate appearance. Fastball in for a strike from Hale, 0-1. And Logan still looking for their first out here in the top of the 4th inning. That one fouled off by Auville. Count quickly moves to 0-2. So again, just looking at Logan's score sheet, 9 strikeouts for Logan pitching, 7 walks for Logan pitching, as well as a hits batter. That's been the scorecard thus far for the Logan defense. There was a big-time off-speed pitch from Hale that time. Didn't drop in, however, as the count moves to 1-2. Missed a little low. Looked like Auville thought it was even strike 3 there for a moment. He looked like he took a step back towards the dugout. The count now at 2-2. That time it is strike 3 as Hale able to get his first strike out of the game and record the first out here in the top of the 4th inning. That'll bring things back to the top of the order here for Sandy River as Anthony Matney will stand in. He's come in to pitch now for Sandy River as well. It's Matney 0 for 1. He struck out in the 1st inning, and he walked with the bases loaded. In his last plate appearance, almost took one in the side that time, able to get out of the way. So Matney does have an RBI as well in this contest. Looking for another here as he has a runner at third. That fastball in for a strike, 1-1. Again, Sandy River could probably move their runner from first over to second right now if they wanted to without a throw. And that way Logan didn't surrender the run from third. And that went in for a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Hale gets the pitch he wants from Krause. Now he comes set. This one chopped towards third. This is going to be a tough play, and I don't think they're going to have a play, and everyone's going to be safe. Matney is able to drive in the run now. Runner trying to go to third. Ball gets away, and that's going to allow another run to score. So 2 runs score on the play, and Sandy River once again clawing their way back into this contest as it's now back to a 6-4 game. That'll be an RBI single for Matney on the infield. And then you'll have the throwing error after the fact. That was the first ball put in play and the first hit for Sandy River in this contest. And if you'd have said that at the top of the broadcast and told us that Logan would have had 6 runs by that point, definitely wouldn't have thought we'd be in this situation in this game. But here we are. Now another slow roller. Baker hits it, and he's able to beat it out for a hit. Now throw back over to third. They've got the runner in a rundown here between third and home, and they're going to get Matney trying to get to home plate. That's the second out of the inning that time. Matney just took too big of a turn off of third base and got himself into a little bit of a pickle that time, and Logan able to run him down before he was able to get home, as you'll see it here on our instant replay. As the throw from short wasn't in time. Matney would have been close. He tried to get back to third that time, as you took a look at it there on our replay, but just didn't feel like he had a chance to slide back in, tried to get home, and now Lee will rocket one back up the middle. That'll be a hit. So now all of a sudden the Sandy River bats coming to life here in the top of the fourth inning. That'll put runners at the corners here and bring up Jeremiah Graham, the cleanup hitter.
Now batting, number 18, Jeremiah Graham.
Graham has struck out in both of his plate appearances thus far today. First time facing Hale. That one misses outside, 1-0. One will miss outside as well, 2-0. Looked like Hale just looked towards the dugout and said that he was good. He's thrown out 23 pitches thus far this inning. This one chopped foul by Graham towards the third base side. Graham was on top of that one, but just missed it as he fouls it straight back and out of play. Count evened up at 2-2. Hill trying to get out of trouble here in the top of the fourth inning. Sandy River with already 2 runs plated this inning. Trying to look for more with runners at first and third. Strike 3 called as Hill able to get his second strike out of the inning. Third time Graham has gone down on strikes, and they'll leave 2 on the base path, but not before Sandy River plates 2 runs. And just like that, they draw closer to Logan as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Back after this, as you are watching with us here, live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
In Peytonville, there's lots of ways to save on auto insurance.
Really?
Yep. Very proud of that. With Smart Ride from Nationwide, they can get discounts for safe driving.
Does she get one?
Mrs. Carmichael, safest driver in Peytonville, takes a lot of work and effort to be the safest driver in Peytonville.
What about this guy?
With Nationwide Smart Miles, the less he drives, the less he pays. The list of inspiring stories goes on and on.
I bet. I've never seen anyone do more with their retirement than you.
I concur.
Six to 4, Logan leads it as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here from Tracy Vickers Little League Field in the District 2 11 and 12-year-old Little League Tournament. Chris Kidd with you, with Robbie Mounts, our engineer, and Sandy River, their first tournament appearance in the 11 and 12-year-old division. A lot of 10-year-olds they even sit on their roster, and they're hanging tough with perennial power Logan right now, as Logan's been unable to get away from them in this contest, and Sandy River able to climb back with 2 runs in the top of the fourth inning to close this deficit. Logan has scored in every inning they've been at bat, 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. But they've left runners on the base path the last 2 innings, 5 runners in all in the last 2 innings. Sandy River's been able to hang in as there's a first pitch swinging. High chopper will get into left field for Maynard for a leadoff single. And that one's going to get away out in left field. Maynard's going to be able to dig for second. And he'll be in scoring position to start the bottom of the fourth for Logan. That'll be Carson Hale to come to the plate. Getting Hale today 0 for 1. He walked in the first inning, struck out in the second inning. As Matney's pitch misses low, 1-0. That will miss low as well, 2-0. Again, after Graham threw 85 pitches for Sandy River, Matney coming in relief. He's able to get out of that bases loaded jam with a fly out to center field last inning. This one going to be ripped towards second, and that one will get through into right field. Maynard will head over for third. And now Maynard's going to try and score. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not going to be in time as Maynard able to score. Now moving out to second base is Hale. That throw gets into center field, but nicely backed up out there by Lee. But Logan now has retaken a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Hale ripped that one out towards second base. Just went off the glove of Baker. He made the tough attempt to try and make that play, and give Maynard a lot of credit. He never slowed down on that play, just kept running and forced Sandy River to make a defensive play, and they were unable to. And now Logan trying to get back those 2 runs they lost last inning, and they will do so here as Butcher hits a looper into right field. That will fall. Digging around third, coming in, standing up will be Hale, and Logan now leads at 8-4 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Now the throw gets away over at the third base side, and Butcher will move on over to third base, or second base, excuse me, as Butcher 2 plate appearances, 2 singles now, along with an RBI. Now that'll bring up Dawson Keyser as he struck out in both of his plate appearances thus far today for Logan. He's almost had a bunt single at the third base line his last time up, but just barely rolled foul on him. This one hit hard back up the middle, and that's going to get through for a hit. Keyser with his first hit of the afternoon, early evening. That'll bring the runner now, Butcher, over to third base. He had to wait on that ball to get through before he could take off. Now, that's 4 batters this inning and 4 hits for Logan. That'll bring Mason Krause to the plate. Krause struck out in his only plate appearance thus far today. Now his runners at first and third. As Keyser trying to induce a throw from Auville, but now he'll just go ahead and take second. Now they're going to get him in a rundown here. They might be able to get him out. They do, and they hold the runner at third as the runner now thinking about taking home, but that time Keyser just kind of fell asleep trying to get over to second base bag. I think he thought he was just going to be able to stroll in there after the throw went back to the pitcher. And Matney wisely went ahead and threw on over to second base thinking they could get the quick out, and they were able to do so. So that couldn't have worked out any better for Sandy River as they retire a runner from the base path. That pitch misses high and over the head of Krause. Still a runner at third for Logan with 1 out now here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Swing and a miss by Krause, 2-1. Another swing and a miss by Krause. Matney able to get a fastball by him, 2-2. That pitch will miss over the head of Krause, and the count will now run full. That pitch will miss low for ball 4. So that'll bring up Nathan Robinette now. Robinette walked in the second inning and had an RBI single to center field in the third inning. Robinette will take a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Krause will hold over at first base now. See if Logan elects to try and send him over to second after what happened a moment ago with Keyser. Now here goes Krause taking off for second base, and he'll go in standing up. So that'll eliminate the double play possibility and the force out at second base. Robinette hits one hard towards left field, and that'll get through for a hit. 1 run will score. Rounding third, coming to the plate is Krause. He'll score standing up, and a 2 RBI single for Robinette as he'll now take off for second base, and he's going to get tagged out. So Logan has played 4 runs this inning, but they've ran themselves out of what could have been possibly a much larger inning as well. But nevertheless, now a 10-4 lead for the Logan All-Stars here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that'll bring things back to the top of the order with Owen Bryant. That's the second time now this inning Logan's been thrown out trying to get into second base. Bryant hits one in the air to shallow center field. That one's going to fall for a hit. That's the 6th hit this inning for Logan, along with a walk. This will be the 8th batter of the inning for Logan as Carter Fry will stand in. Fry singled to center field, struck out, and walked in his 3 plate appearances. This one he hits hard down the right field line, hooking, and it'll go foul just barely. Or else Bryant would have likely scored all the way from first that time as he was on his horse. Trying to dig around second base already, as that was going to be in a tough spot for Bailey to try and cut that ball off. That one fouled off by Fry, back into the screen, 0-2 the count. Matney trying to get out of this 4th inning. As we said, 4 runs already in for Logan here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 0-2 the count now. That will miss low as Bryant will take off for second. The throw down won't be in time. So that'll move Bryant into scoring position. And I do like that straight steal there. Again, even if you do get thrown out, you start off the next inning with your 2, 3, 4 hitters instead, so that's worth the gamble. This count now moves to 2-2. Fry able to get a piece of that one and foul it off towards the right side. We see it fall on the adjacent field, and we see all sorts of kids chasing after that one right now. Looks like one of the girls able to outrun one of the boys to get to the foul ball. You have some of them playing over on the far side of the field, keeping themselves occupied during these games. As Fry will take a pitch inside, misses and gets away, and now Bryant will move over to third. The count will run full now to Fry. This one hit back up the middle. Graham able to cut it off and knock it down, but not going to have a play over at first. And that'll score Bryant from third. And now Logan has taken an 11-4 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Standing up to the plate, number 13, Landon Hall.
So Landon Hall will be the number 9 hitter of this inning. The number 3 batter in the Logan lineup had an RBI single in the first inning, reached on an error in the second inning, and flew out to center field with the bases loaded in the third inning. That first pitch misses high, 1-0. Count now moves to 2-0 to Hall. And started out on the pitcher's mound today, did Hall, through 35 pitches and then was lifted, so he'll only have to rest tomorrow. He'll be able to come back on Sunday and pitch for Logan if need be, as that one fouled straight back. You heard the big bang. That went off the top of the press box building here. And the winner of this game moves on to face the Man All-Stars tomorrow at 4 p.m. And the winner of our second game between Mullins and Madison will take on Chapmanville at approximately 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Fry able to take second base after the wild pitch, and now they count at 3-1 to Hall. That will miss upstairs as well, and that'll be ball 4. You can tell Fry likes to have a lot of fun whenever he's out there, as whenever Matney was getting ready to deliver that pitch, he was just waving high to Hall behind at home plate that time. So now it'll cycle back to Dakota Maynard. He singled to left field to start the inning off. He takes a big rip at the first pitch and fouls it straight back, 0-1. This one chopped high towards first, and boy, that took a bad hop on Matney that time. That ball just died after it hit. That's going to allow one run to score. Coming around third is Hall, and he'll score standing up. And Logan now has opened up a 13-4 lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning on the 2 RBI double from Dakota Maynard. Now Carson Hale will stand in. He had an RBI single to right field earlier this inning. This one hit back up the middle. That one's going to sink and fall. As Maynard will get to third base, takes a turn towards home, thinking about it, and now he'll go back towards third base. As Hale with his second hit this inning. And now Butcher will come back to the plate. As Butcher had an RBI single to right field earlier this inning. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And the potential game-ending run here is at third base for Logan. And it looks like they're going to make a pitching change here as Matney is at 35 pitches, trying to save him. In the event that they get to Sunday and a chance to play, they want to have him available to pitch. So while the pitching change takes place, we'll step aside and be back after this as you are watching live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.
Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, we have a huge menu offering home-cooked dinners, hamburgers, tacos, hot dogs, pizza, Philly steaks, and desserts, including, of course, ice cream. Ask about our weekly home-cooked dinners. We have an everyday hot dog special, 6 hot dogs for $5.99, or $5 14-inch large grab-and-go pizzas made from our fresh homemade dough. So visit Tiger's Ice Cream and Grill, located beside the old IGA in Chapmanville, just off the Crawley Creek exit of 119.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
What started as a vision to bring quality health care to the coal fields of southern West Virginia has grown to become so much more. Introducing BOONE Memorial Health, a modern, state-of-the-art healthcare provider that has expanded its technology, capabilities, and footprint to meet the needs of our growing service area. With a 5-star patient experience rating 2 years running, our family of local employees, medical staff, leaders, and governing board are working hard to deliver compassionate care, respect for others.
Logan 1 run away from ending this contest here as they lead at 13-4 in the bottom of the 4th inning as Butcher fouls one off and straight back 0-1. Chris Kidd with you with Robbie Mounts, our engineer, as Logan has scored 7 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They have runners at first and third with 2 outs. As Sandy River trying to get into the 5th inning here if they can, as that pitch skips and gets away. Comes right back to Auville though. Hell will take second base, so that'll eliminate the force out at second. But the only runner that matters right now for Logan stands at third base in Maynard. That one's going to miss and get away, but Auville able to retrieve it. We said Butcher in his 2 plate appearances. He singled both times to right field. Had an RBI single earlier this inning. And when he fouls off of home plate and maybe fouled it off his shin as well, it's count now 2-2. So Lee trying to extend this game, send it to a 5th inning. If he can get the out here, Logan, as we said, 1 hit away or 1 run away from ending the ball game. That one will miss inside. Maynard thought about it for a moment, but he'll hold there. So the count now runs full to 3-2 to Butcher. Now here will come the payoff pitch to Butcher. That one's going to miss inside, ball 4. Now the base is loaded for Logan, and that'll bring up Dawson Keyser. He's 1 for 3 today, struck out in his first 2 plate appearances. Single back up the middle earlier this inning. Got thrown out trying to take second base on a steal. First pitch fouled straight back into the screen, 0-1. Pitch misses and gets away. Now Maynard's going to make a break for home. Here he comes, and he is in, safe. And Logan has won it 14-4 here in 4 innings, as that one got far enough away behind home plate in order to give Maynard a chance to steal home. As we said, the backstop here a little bit deeper than at some of the other Little League parks, and is a little bit more runner-friendly. That time Maynard able to take advantage of it. And Logan with 8 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning advance tomorrow to take on the Man All-Stars at 4 p.m. here from Tracy Vickers Little League Field. The winner of that game will be in the championship round of the winners bracket on Sunday. And now Chapmanville will await to see who they will face tomorrow at 6 p.m. as Madison and Mullins will get set to face off here in about 20 to 30 minutes from Chapmanville, West Virginia. As there you see our final stat line. Logan with 14 runs on 14 hits and 1 error. Sandy River 4 runs on 3 hits and 3 errors in today's contest. So again, congratulations to Sandy River in their first Little League 11 and 12-year-old contest here this evening. They hung tough for nearly 4 innings of work, but Logan's bats just too much here in the 4th inning, and they're able to 10-run rule Sandy River 14-4. So we're going to step aside for about a 20-30 minute break, and we'll be back with game number 2 between Madison and Mullins right after this, as you are watching the live streaming coverage of District 2 Little League Baseball presented by Boone Memorial Hospital and powered by HD Media.